In the beginning, of course, as a foreigner, that's American. But you know, Abi, nobody mentions being American. It's a Sharon Lowen, Odissi dancer. Kitna saal hai? It's not important. In fact, like, you hear my accent. Bilkul American, right? Sanjukta Panagrahi said, Sharon, if you don't speak, nothing else. There's nothing that shows. But I'm very proud to be who I am. One time when I was dancing at Georgia Tech in USA, and the Indian boys, and I said both. They said 50-50. I said no, 100-100. 100-100. When I first began teaching my leading Indian disciple, Vishwanath Mangaraj, I didn't want to take the responsibility first. Workshops, fine, introduction. But as you say, so many years of training are necessary. But because he's Odia, I said he won't miss because I can't fully give him the text and the language. And his father is the leading Mardala player, Pakawaj, Odia Mardala. So 26 years later, my disciples are now professional dancers in India, in Orissa, and around the world. So I don't know if I've answered your question. You could ask again, I've forgotten. My mother spent 20 years coming half the year to India to be with me. And the last 6 years, for a time, she passed away at the age of 101. My mother was very proud of me, and she was the biggest supporter. My father had passed away a little earlier. He was a chemical engineer, PhD organic chemist. And when my brother would say to my mother, what is it? I'll believe when she has New York Times review. So then I get my New York Times review and I send it. But no, my family is very proud of me. And someone said to my mother, told me, tell your mother to stop bragging about you. I said, if a mother can't brag about their child, you don't like it, it's your problem. Well, he was a genius. He was a genius. Everyone knows he was very humble, but humble yet he knew exactly who he was. He understood everything. And he was so kind. When he was teaching, no one could understand that he had any favorite among any student. Everyone he gave full attention. When we would, you know that when you see him dance, everyone remembers it forever. As a shishya, Rose, we are seeing that wonderful art. He will look at us sitting in a half circle, doing something, and then he will imitate each one. And this one's like that, and that one's like this, and he would go down the line, and I have so much say each one. It's like, oh yes, that's this one, that's this one, that's this one. And every day he had in his home, he had his shrine. The pujari came, and so it was like a gurukul, because you are learning not only nritya and natya, but you are learning everything. When you think of him doing Ramayan, it's all, it's not an act from the outside. I asked him once, Guruji, to do Abhinaya, should I look in the mirror? Should I do like in Bharatanatyam, lift your chin, lift your eyebrow, lift your hand? He said, no, just feel it. Just feel it. And I always tell the students, wo pehle samajhta. Who is the poet, the text, the time, everything, samajhta. Then you have to feel, then you have to share it. Kilu Babu was so kind. One time I had a program in Chennai, and he knew Mera paas paisa jada nahi hai, and he said, I'll stay with this student, and you don't have to worry about any expenses. And one time he came to Delhi and he took no charges like that. When we went to USA, he said, sir, if ICCR could charge, that time it was like $50 a program, and hum sub same. He was generous. He was kind. He was loving. He had a passion for his art. But one thing very interesting with different gurus, he knew that some dancers are not sincere, some students not sincere, they're cheating. He didn't care. He said, my art, if any dancer, the dancers, he would do an imitation. They learn the dance, take the cassette, throw it over their shoulder, go home and have belpuri, and not do proper dance. He said, koi baat nahi. Because the dance that's good will come up and those dancers will go down. So he said, I will give my art, and the ones who can handle it, they will keep going. And so that's what I believe. Share it. Don't try to hold it. Don't try to protect it. Let everybody have it. But, I just think about him, and I love him so dearly as my guru, as a protector. He believed in me. In 1986, he wrote an affidavit. He said on Raja Kapoor's TV show, he said, I have 5 dancers, 5 disciples, shishas, who can represent my dance anywhere in the world. And then he named them, and I was one of 5. 1986. So I don't need more than that. I don't need jada programs. And the thing is, the responsibility to him to maintain his art, to share his art, to teach students so they can appreciate the beauty of the art that he created. There's so many stories, but like, he was inspired when he was a young man, and when Sanjukta Panigrahi won a dance competition, and then he was insulted by the other guru. You're Odia, you can't be a dance teacher. Every time, instead of feeling bad, he said, I will show them. And he always worked harder, and he did more. But he was a genius. Has he scolded me? One time I said in class, I was saying to the other, when he would get mad in class, he had a stick and he would throw it, hit your ankle. I said, he never throws a stick at me. It was Kabad, he threw the stick. I got hit with the stick. And one time, oh my goodness, I've never told this story. I was so humiliated. We were on tour in America, I think. It was, no, it was in India. We were touring in India early. Like, this is like the very beginning when he would accompany my programs. And after the program, there's the dinner by the sponsors, and we all went in, and I'm talking to people, and I'm very happy, and I went and I took my food. I didn't wait for him. And, oh my God, I didn't wait before my guru. You know, I should have come in and seen where they were and made sure that he went first, and I didn't. I went ahead by myself. Oh, he told me afterwards, I think maybe he didn't eat, or even if he did later, but he I mean, just thinking about it, I'm so ashamed that I could have just been thinking after the program and listening to people and not realized that I hadn't made sure that my guru went first. Did he ever scold me? I can't really think of being scolded. You know, it reminds me, my daughter asked me once, people say they have rules in their family, and I don't know what our rules are. That means that you understand the rules without being told. With Kelu Babu, he didn't have to say, do, don't. You learned by being there. I mean, it's hard to say a do and a don't. You know, when you say like the scolding or the do, I remember first time practicing with him for my program, and he said, use the stage, travel. And I said, but Guruji, it's supposed to be 2 steps that way. And he looked at me like I'm pagal, because when you're teaching in a group, it's fixed. When you're doing on your own, you're free. And then I'm like, oh, okay, like that. There were many do's and don'ts, because being in Cuttack in Orissa, when I was studying while I was pregnant, and I would have to go for a checkup to the hospital. So I never went alone. Obviously, someone always coming with me. He would give advice. Even one girl, he told her how she should clean her teeth. He would take every detail with everyone. How you dress, how you behave. In a traditional home in Cuttack, in the morning there were a lot of do's and don'ts, because there you would go. There was a well. You would get your bucket of water. You would put it in the place where you would bathe. Then you would go to the toilet, which was just a hole in the ground, not a pucka toilet. You had to have everything with you, so that after that you washed your clothes and everything. You couldn't, if you forgot your toothbrush, you can't go back and get it. Everything has to be done there. And so there were very clear do's and don'ts about that. And then, of course, with the dance, everything from your pranam, the respect for the Jagannath Murti, and as I say, how you behave with musicians, with dancers. But I don't remember it as like a list of rules. You breathe it, you live it, you learn it. It just comes into you. Sans.